Hey, Mr. Russo, the time is 6:57. I'll be on my way to the high school soon, don't worry. This is that weird reason that I couldn't tell you I was coming late, in which you'll probably say, Jack, that's not an excuse, 10 points off. And I'll be like, oh no, wait for it, it'll be awesome. And you won't care. But here we are now. Thank you so much for having your great time management skills rub off on me. That was awesome. But for real, have a great retirement and I'll miss you.
Thanks for everything, Mrs. Russo!
Thank you, Ms. Russo.
Thank you, Mrs. Russo!
For always being there for us.
For always pushing us to be the best musicians.
For being the best lesson teacher and director.
And for always making us laugh.
Thanks for putting up with us all these years.
Thanks for everything, Mrs. Russo.
Thank you, Mrs. Russo, for teaching me how to be a leader.
Thank you, Mrs. Russo! Love the Williamses!
Thank you, Mrs. Russo.
Thank you, Ms. Russo, for being a great mentor to us.
Thank you, Miss Russo.
Thank you, Miss Russo, for everything you've done for the band program.
Hi, Ms. Russo.
Thank you, Mrs. Russo, for showing me how to be a real leader, and for teaching us to learn not only about playing our instruments, but about who we are and who we can push ourselves to be. Have an amazing retirement.
Thank you, Mrs. Russo.
Thank you, Mrs. Russo.
Thank you, Mrs. Russo.
Thank you, Mrs. Russo.
Thank you, Russo.
Thank you, Mrs. Russo.
Thank you, Mrs. Russo.
Thank you, Mrs. Russo.
Thank you, Mrs. Russo. Happy retirement!
Thank you, Mrs. Russo.
Thank you, Mrs. Russo.
Thank you, Mrs. Russo.
Thank you, Mrs. Russo, for being an excellent band director.
Thank you, Mrs. Russo.
Thank you, Mrs. Russo.
Thank you, Mrs. Russo.
Thank you, Miss Russo.
Thanks for everything, Mrs. Russo, and all the best for a well-earned retirement.